Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing great. I'm Kirti Sophia Panachan, and in today's session we'll be continuing electronic media, and in specific we'll be learning about radio, and this is part 3. For the better understanding of the practical aspects of radio production, one should know about the program types, their characteristics, qualities of program producer, and those who work behind the production process. Radio programs can be categorized into two. The first one is news, and the second one is non-news, that is entertainment programs. Policy of the country or the individual organizations determines the nature of their program mix. In the United States of America, radio is more an entertainment medium than a news channel. In India, it has a perfect mix since the mission of the All India Radio requires such a policy given the socio-cultural settings in India. News. News is important because it keeps us informed as to what is happening in our own community and what is happening in other communities which impinge upon our own. It satisfies our curiosity and concern, and it provides us with basic facts which enable us to make up our minds and so join in the general discussion which leads to community action. News bulletins have assumed increasing importance in radio broadcasting in recent years. In the early days of radio, there was seldom more than one bulletin a day, and it was broadcast after the evening newspapers reached the streets and had been sold. As radio stations built up their own news staffs, the number of bulletins increased. Many stations today have several long bulletins interspersed with hourly or even half-hourly news summaries. It is more usual to separate comments from the news by including it in news talks and news reels. The daily news reel of 15 or more minutes duration is a popular form of news broadcasting. It contains eyewitnesses' accounts, extracts of speeches, and reports of other events, commentaries, short talks and interviews in much the same way as a newspaper includes pictures and feature articles. Documentaries. The documentary program is a story of something. It is generally between 15 and 60 minutes in length, and the actual length is usually related to the size of the subject and the way in which it is treated. An industrial or agricultural development may warrant up to 30 minutes, while a historical reenactment or archive programs, that is, one using previously recorded historical material, may require 45 to 60 minutes. Magazine program. The regular radio magazine program derived from the news reel is a useful outlet for a great deal of informational and soft news material which cannot be programmed elsewhere. Magazine programs vary in length. It is usually either 15 or 30 minutes. They consist of short talks, interviews, on-the-spot reports, and eyewitnesses' accounts of events, commentaries, music, and sometimes poetry and short stories. Talk shows. Talks were the earliest form of spoken word broadcasting. They are the simplest form and can still be the most effective. A good radio talk, well constructed and well delivered, can sparkle like a gem against the background of other programs which make up the broadcast day. It can have all the authority of the printed word coupled with the warmth which comes from the person-to-person contact. The radio talk is neither a lecture nor a public address. The audience does not have to stay and listen, nor can it see the speaker and be attracted by the way he uses his hands or even his eyes. Everything in a radio talk has to be carried in the words, that is, usually familiar words that we use. The best of radio talks is a friendly chat built around one subject. It is a spoken composition, and like any composition, it needs a unified structure. It has a clearly defined beginning, middle, and an end. The words it uses are the action words of everyday speech. It introduces the subject in an ear-catching way, explains it simply, and develops an argument and then summarizes what all things have been told. Radio interviews. The radio interview is a lively variation of the talk shows. It considerably expands the potential pool of talks contributors by bringing into the microphone people who have something to say but who cannot write talks or are too busy to do so. It is a popular form of talks broadcasting as most of us like to hear or overhear other people talking, and it is a very useful form, particularly in countries where there are many languages. There are several kinds of radio interview, but essentially they can all be classified under two headings. The first one is the personality interview. In personality interview, it seeks to bring out the personality of the interviewee and tells us something about his or her life and ideas. The second one is information interview. The information interview seeks out facts. So that's all for today. I hope today's session was fruitful for you all. If you like this video, do give it a big thumbs up and share this with your friends who love to learn. See you in our next session. Thank you so much.